Welcome to this episode of Upcycling with Deb. I'm your host, Deb Colameta. I'm a mom on a mission, and I'm redefining wealth so that everyone has their best life. I can be reached on Instagram and Twitter at Deb Colameta, that's at DebColameta, or find me on the website, thedebsite.com. That's www.thedebsite.com. I'm an author of Best Offer, Best Life, which is a book about how my husband and I had a lot of success through selling on online yard sales. I teach communications classes for Northeastern University, and I also do consulting work, and I help people learn how to communicate with their colleagues in a more effective way. But my most important qualification, I like to say, is that I'm a wife and I'm a mom. So I understand what everyone's going through as far as the junk wars and the clutter battle. So I have a mission of trying to teach people how they can overcome their clutter and make sure that they're living their best life and not getting drowned out by their stuff. So steps for selling. If you've joined some online yard sale groups, then you are well ahead of the game. You can either download some apps such as OfferUp or Let Go, and those apps are free. You just create your user profile and you're ready to go with your selling. You just snap some pictures, post, and then your item is put in front of thousands of other users. For Facebook, in order to get started, assuming you have a Facebook user account, what you want to do is you search in the search bar for the name of your town, plus maybe the words yard sale, and then you'll see that a few yard sale sites will pop up. You can also ask friends or go on Facebook and make a general post and say, hey, local friends, have you been part of any local yard sale groups? And you'll be surprised at how many people already are members of these groups. So you can do the search bar, you can poll your friends, and then you'll come up with a couple of yard sale groups that you can join. And you request to join, and usually the administrator of the Facebook yard sale group gets back to you in a day or so and approves your application or your request to join the group. So hopefully you get approved right away. And once you are approved, you're ready to start posting. So you look in the group and you start to create a new post, and it usually says, what are you selling? So you type in the name of what you're selling, and then you can upload some pictures, upload a description, enter the price, enter the location, probably the zip code or the pickup location, which would probably have to be local, but follow the guidelines for the particular group that you're posting in. And you upload and you're ready to go. The steps for selling are: you prepare for the sale, you post your ad online, and you wait for the buyer response. And that's it. So those are the boiled down three-step process for selling online. You can prepare for the sale by just picking an item to sell. So if you have a reason why you perhaps purchased my book, you had a few items in mind that you wanted to sell, or by listening to this podcast, you were thinking, gee, I'd really like to sell that tea kettle, or I'd really like to sell that couch that's in my basement. Whatever item it is, just identify, one or two items that you want to start with, things that are going to be easy for you to sell. Take many well-lit pictures. So if you have an item that's kind of in the basement and then maybe in a darker area, bring it out, bring it into the light. Make sure that it's well lit. Turn on all the lamps you can, or bring it outside into the sunlight if that's something that you can manage, and take a lot of well-lit pictures. And then write the ad in the document and include the details. So that's what I'm going to call Deb's 3D: details, dimensions, and dollar amount, the price. So the details would be the description. Is it new? Is it like new? Is it gently used, really used? What is it? What are the conditions? Do you have pets? Do you have kids? Is it smoke-free home? Hopefully. So put in the details. And then if it's a piece of furniture or some kind of an item that people would be using in their house where it would be specific with the size, such as a refrigerator or a stove or a table or furniture, make sure that you measure it and put in the dimensions in the ad, because there's nothing worse than having a prospective buyer show up and realize the item is way bigger than they thought. So be as descriptive as possible. You don't get charged by the word, so you might as well give as many descriptors as you can. And then give the dollar amount, give the price. With the price, don't overprice it, because think about what you want to pay. When you go to an online yard sale or a regular in-person yard sale, you want to bargain. So if you're looking at something that's like a used piece of furniture and it's got wear and tear on it, you're not going to pay anywhere near to the retail price. So just like when you're writing your own ad, you want to think of that and think of the buyer. What are they going to really pay for this? What's your lowest price that you're comfortable asking? And then post those items. So there is a pricing formula that I use in my book, but like I said, don't think too high, because it is a used item most of the time. And even if it's a brand new item, new in packaging, new in box, which would be NIB, something like that in the ad, even if it's brand new, people are still like, well, I'm not going to go and pay full price or full retail price from somebody. I might not have the warranty or the ability to return it if I don't want it. So again, you have to maybe lower your expectations a little bit, even if it's something that's brand new. So in general, with the pricing, do some research, Google it, look at what it's currently selling for, and make sure you don't price it too close to that brand new retail price. And then look for similar items on Facebook, in the yard sale groups. So if you are selling a couch, for example, try to check out what other people are selling couches for in that Facebook group that you just joined. So if people are asking a few $100s for couches that are in used condition, go for it. If you feel like you have a couch that's in pretty good shape structurally, then you can ask what you feel comfortable with. If it's beat up and you think it needs a slip cover and it's a little bit messy, then aim low. So again, just do your research, Google it, look on eBay, look on the Facebook yard sale sites, and see what other people are posting for a similar item. That's a great place to start when you think about how to price your item, because you don't want to price it so low that you don't get the full market value. I've definitely done that, but you don't want to price it so high that you turn off the buyers, because they're probably only going to scroll past your item one time, and you don't want them to kind of roll their eyes and say, oh, they're dreaming, and then not come back to your item. So we've prepared for the sale, we've prepared the item and the ad, and then now we're going to post the ad. Easy. So you find the local Facebook group, you search within the Facebook group, as I said, to see if there are a lot of competing items like the one that you've got, and then you start to post your ad. You insert your details, your ad copy, and of course, plenty of well-lit pictures. Last step is wait for the buyer response. I'm waiting for a buyer response right now. If the buyer wants to buy it, make the arrangements for the pickup time. And that's great. You've sold the item. And I found that most items sell within the first day or so, or sometimes they take a longer time to post. So if you're not in a real rush, that's fine. You can post the item and then put it in a part of your house that's out of the way, and maybe in the garage or outside in a sheltered area so the item doesn't get ruined, and just see what happens. It doesn't cost you anything to try. And if it doesn't sell, you could try lowering the price. You could try posting it in a different group or using a different app, or you could recycle it or free cycle it, upcycle it, or donate it. The point is, you want to make sure that you get it out of your space. And if you get it out of your space, you're coming out ahead, and that's really what's important. You want to make sure that whatever you're trying to sell, that you don't change your mind. So get it out of sight, out of mind, so that you realize you can function perfectly normally without it in your living space. You won't second guess yourself for wanting to get rid of it. Just move it out of your space, and your house is going to feel like it's more spacious and less cluttered, and it'll be easier to clean. So that's really all there is to it with the selling process. So you find the items you want to sell, you post your ad, and you wait for the buyer response. And like I said, even if it doesn't mean cash for the sale, even if nobody buys it, but you decide afterwards to donate it, you've still created more space in your house. So that is the ultimate goal. I want you to think about what item you were inspired to sell, and as soon as you are done listening to this, I want you to pick up your phone and take some pictures and start writing your ad copy, and you're on your way to online yard sales selling success. Thank you very much for listening to Upcycling with Deb. I'm your host again, Deb Colameta, and that's at Deb Colameta on Twitter and Instagram, or go to www.thedebsite.com for more information about me or to get in touch with me. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time with more ideas on how you can be upcycling to live your best life.